Right then, you go first because there's no way I'm going behind this. This is terrifying.
Keep that bike rubber side down.
You alright, ladies and gents, how's it going? I'm out green laning with Pizza, Big Pizza. We're out here again having a little bit of fun and dandiness. Oh, I was going to try one of the challenges set by either Paddy or one of the others, but unfortunately I'm not going to be able to do that today. But what I am going to do is give you a little review of this bike. But yeah, I've had this little bike long enough now to kind of know whether I like it or not, and I pretty much do. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what makes it so blooming awesome. Okay, this is a bit dodgy with the 360 camera. Hopefully it won't get wet. It's done all right. But anyway, Pez is up in front, so let's try and follow him a little bit. So Pez is the acrobat, showing us how it's all done. What an awesome chap. Okay, so back on topic. Not that you've necessarily seen what was off topic, because that I'm probably going to do as a separate video. I was just messing around with Big Pezza, playing with his new drone, which is pretty awesome. But anyway, back on topic, like I say. So this Beta Alp 4.0 is quite a fantastic little bit of kit. I'm really impressed with it. And why am I impressed with it? Well, it's just so user friendly. It's not the fastest bike out there. I'm still yet to work out how to get the front wheel in the air on it, which I'm sure is possible. It's got to be right. It can't just be one of these bikes where you have to have the wheels on the ground all the time, surely. I'm pretty sure I've seen people with skills at least wheeling them. They might well have changed the gearing though, so I don't know at all. But as a beginner bike for a little bit of mild green laning like we've been doing, none of this hard enduro stuff, it's pretty damn spectacular. And it's exactly what I bought it for. So it's 4-stroke, which cuts down the regularity of maintenance, but it's also air cooled as well, which keeps the whole system quite simple. And not just simple, it means it's cheaper should I fall off. There's no radiators to break. So yeah, that's a good thing in my book, because when you're new to this game, breaking things is probably one of the things you're going to do a bit of. I hadn't realised how wet it was going to be out here today. I'd forgotten that with frost comes wet, and with warmth comes water from that frost as it all melts. And I think that's why it's all a bit sloshy here at the moment. But it's a nice easy lane, so I don't have any problems riding along it, talking to you about this little bike. So as I've got used to it, I'm finding that the engine is just so very tractable, and that's one of the things I think is so lovely about it. It does what you ask of it pretty much, without too many complaints. But as you know, well, I'm not exactly riding hell for leather. I'd say it has a little turn of speed if you want it to. I mean, it will do 70 miles an hour, at least that's what I've had out of it. But it does have a little protest at that. It was leaking a little bit of oil after that little ride, but that was prolonged use on a dual carriageway, and to be honest, it's not the bike for that. So if you are doing that as a regular thing, maybe you'd either want to change the gearing to make it even less likely to pull a wheelie, or maybe look at getting a different bike if high speed antics are your thing. It is, after all, only 350cc and a single, and an engine that's effectively 20 years old coming from the DR350. Now I'm supposed to be relaxing my shoulders a little bit, letting the bike move around, but I'm very conscious of the fact that I've got this sail video system stuck to my back, and I really don't want to snap it by smacking off the bike. So what else about the bike makes me think that this is wonderful for us newbies? It's the low ride height is awesome. I'm just getting told to slow down.
Your stick is going to hit that.
No, it won't.
Sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Stay flat then. Stay set down.
What's that?
Your stick might hit that.
Oh, what? Because I'm going like that?
Camera.
Okay.
Stay set down.
So I'm going to have to do a little bit of my riding sitting down, just so I don't twat my stick off a tree. I bet Pez is shitting himself. Yes, so it's got an incredibly low ride height for an off-road bike. But let's go through these little puddles here and hopefully we'll not kill the camera. The bike does cope with water quite well. And it's something I can get in my head around. Yeah, it's hitting things, it's hitting things. So I'm going to have to stay sitting down for a sec. I'll let Pez go through that one first because I've never been through that. I don't know how deep it is. It's not deep. Great. Yay, made it. As you can see, this is a little bit of a hippo bike, which is just perfect for me. Being a hippo, it does seem to lap up the water, no pun intended. Okay. He's struggling with his more road-based tyres. Slimy even with the knobbles. But that's another thing about this bike that's wonderful. It comes with knobbly tyres, like real knobbly tyres, ones that do off-road, which is blooming marvellous. Right, there's this drop off here, and last time it nearly killed my suspension, so let's just go around that one this time. It's only about half a metre, but that is a limitation of this bike. See, we're going up and down on this, we're not being very linear in the direction I'm telling you all about the wonderfulness of this bike. It's pros and cons as we go along. This bike is what it is, and I'm remembering foibles and pro balls, if that's a thing, with every single metre I ride. Now, although the bike is light in comparison to road bikes and a lot of dual sport bikes, it's not a light motorcycle in relation to enduro bikes. So if you are a little bit lacking in strength to lift things up, if you do fall over quite a lot, this bike could get a little bit tiring. Could get, I'm not saying it would, but it could. Now I'm supposed to be relaxing my shoulders. I don't feel like I'm being particularly relaxed, but I'm trying to be. I am trying to be. Trying to let the bike move around as it wants to below me. But having the faith that you're not going to fall off is not there with me yet. This is a very disjointed look at this bike after I've done a few hundred miles on it. I apologise for that, because I have to concentrate on what I'm doing so much because I'm so amateur at it. It means that I'm getting distracted a little bit by the trails that we're on. I'm sorry, Pez, going past. I couldn't stop. Oh shit, big drop, big drop. Okay, so it's not the bike that can't stop, it's me. I'm not very controlled, and that's my weakness, not the bikes. Okay, puddle time. Made it through the wilderness. Somehow I made it through a hoo. Didn't know how lost I was until I found you. Yes, so this bike is a little Hippo or a water buffalo or whatever. Talking of that, all these paddle work that I've done, airbox has stayed bone dry. It's a really good design, it seems, even with the almost submersions I've done to this bike. So if you do have the potential for a lot of puddles in your area, again, plus point for this bike. Certainly from the airboxes I've seen on some of the KTMs and their enduro bikes, got to keep my toes in when going through these ruts, because that will rip your ankle if you don't. So yeah, top tip. Okay, this one looks a little bit deeper than usual, but we're all right, we're all right. Look at that, doddle. And Pez's through, and again this one could be a little bit deeper too. Slip in the clutch, and out it comes the other side. It's like nothing to it, nothing. But yeah, some of these bikes which have airboxes which look like they're really high up, they're not brilliant. I think the CRF 250, like Pez is on, has got the snorkel for the airbox facing backwards, which you'd think would be great for going through puddles, and I imagine it is. But if you have a smaller number plate on it or something, you can find that you roost up onto it and water and dirt will ingress quite quickly from your rear tyre, and you don't get that on this. But then I've got a standard number plate on the back as well anyway, in my gut, so yeah, not getting any roost up particularly. Okay, so what else is good about this little bike? Well, it seems very simple to work on. I haven't done the first service yet, but that does involve a valve check, and I kind of feel pretty confident that I'm going to be able to do that myself. Strangely, I didn't find any instructional videos on how to check the valves on a Suzuki DR350 on YouTube, so yeah, I've bought myself a manual and I'm going to have to teach myself how to do it, and once I've learnt, I might well put a video up showing how easy it is to do on the bike. All sorts of stuff I'm looking forward to getting my teeth into with this one. The fact that you can home service it, even though it's technically a road bike, sort of, rather than a full-on race bike like the KTMs, is really nice, I think. And the place I got it from were more than happy for me to do home servicing and not have it affect the warranty. So cool. Okay, nearly at the end of this trail and nearly at the end of this video. So very brief look at this little bike and how I'm getting on with it so far. It's blooming wonderful. It's not perfect, not by a long shot. There's loads of things I wish it had, but nothing that's a game breaker for my first season of riding. Maybe a couple of seasons, don't know, because I'm not very good, and there's not really any point having some super exotic motorcycle unless you're better and able to actually utilise that stupidly super exoticness of that motorcycle.
That open section around the corner, back to the zone there.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we're going to play a little bit more with Pez's drone, so I'm going to call that one here, even though we're not even on a lane. I hate closing out on this bike when we're not on a lane, but it's what we got, we deal with it. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you found this interesting, and if you have been considering the Beta Alp 4.0, do check it out. It's really a really good fun motorcycle, especially if you're a novice or just someone that doesn't need a hard enduro bike to do the lanes and stuff that you do. Anyhow, you ride safe, take care, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe and follow me and all that sort of stuff on Instagram and things. Right, bye.
Gonna keep that bike. Rubber side down. You know, you gotta keep that bike. Rubber side down.